Good afternoon, guys. In this session, let me discuss about sugar industry, the manufacturing processes, wastewater, its characteristics, and its effects on the receiving stream, as well as the treatment of this sugar industry wastewater. So first, let's see about the manufacturing process. As we all know that sugar is manufactured from the sugar cane. So in this industry, once a sugar cane is received, it is first taken to the shredder where it will be get cut down into pieces. Then it will be passed on to the milling tank. So in this milling tank, it will be further crushed so that the juice will be get extracted. While the fibrous residue at this section will be your bagasse, which will be taken to the storage unit and then to the boiler for the production of your steam or as well as electricity. And the juice which is resulted from this milling station, it will be first sent to the clarifier where the impurities and other possible fibers will be get removed. It will be get settled down and it will be get removed. Then once again that clarified liquid, it will be taken to the evaporation station where it will be get evaporated and the crystals of sugars will be formed. Okay, and this sugars or what is this pulp that is been settled down, it will be taken to the crystallization unit as well as centrifugal units. By your final crystals of your sugars will be get resulted, and this will be taken to the sugar dryers where it will be get dried, and the dried sugar it will be get packed and it will be sent off. So as we all know that sugar can be manufactured from sugar cane, but there is an interesting fact that sugar can also be manufactured from the beets. So this flowchart shows how this sugar can be manufactured both from cane as well as beets. So in case of cane, as we already saw, we could say that sugar cane will be first taken to the crushing and milling unit, and the residue from this is your bagasse, which will be taken for the power production. And the raw juice will be subjected to liming, heating as well as clarification where all the impurities will be get removed. Then this thin juice will be passed on to the evaporation as well as crystallization units, and finally you will get your raw sugar. The same way in beets also, the beets first will be sent to the slicer and diffuser, and what is the residue that is coming from this is said to be the pulp. While the raw juice will be subjected to heating, liming, clarification and filtration, and the thin juice it will be subjected to evaporation as well as crystallization and centrifugation where your white sugar and molasses will be get resulted. So this is a typical sugar and manufacturing process, and this flowchart we have already discussed, but I have to specify you certain important things here. So as you already said, the cane supply, once it is being received in the sugar industry, first it will be taken to the sugar cane mill house where water will be added and the bagasse will be get removed. Why? Because it's in cane mill house, it will be get crushed off along with the water, so the juice of cane will be get extracted, while the bagasse, that is a fibrous residue from this sugar industry, it will be removed here. And this bagasse is taken to that of your boilers or the power generation unit where the power or steam can be generated. And very important fact that as we know, India is one of the largest producer of sugar, and so we have a number of sugar industries in India also. So in this case, we have to say that because of this bagasse, this sugar industries are they are turned to be sustainable one. That is, it is one of the industry which is self-sustained with the power production, and as well as it will also supply the power for the power grids also. So this is one of the important recovery from the sugar industry. Okay, and this cane mill house, as we see the juice what is extracted from this cane mill house, it will be added with the lime. Why? Because normally this juice will be of brown color, it has to be get the sugar what we have to get it has to be in white, and it has to be get properly removed of this color, all those things. So it will be first clarified, and this clarification, for this clarification will be adding a lime as well as sulfite. So because of this, all the impurities and color will be get removed. Then it will be sent to a evaporation unit. In the as a result of your clarification process, what is the mud that is received? It will be taken to the filter press, that is your mud waste, which is taken as a solid waste from the sugar industry. While the liquid juice will be taken to the evaporators, where this it will be get evaporated, and thickened syrup which is settled at the bottom, it will be taken to the vacuum pan, where the further removal of your moisture will be taken, and finally it will be taken to the crystallizer and centrifuger, so where your final crystals of your sugar will be get formed up. So what is that in this flow diagram we could see is where are the essential sources of wastewater that arises from the sugar manufacturing process. See, this intermittent line shows that these are the wastewater sources that is coming from this industry. One is from cane mill house will be getting the wastewater, and it is normally includes of your grease also. So it will be taken to the grease trap, and finally it will be taken along with it of the combined waste. Apart from that, the filter what is used in this process, because of that washings of this filter cloth washing will be having your wastewater, as well as because of the boilers that is used in this air manufacturing process will be having boiler house leakages, and the cooling towers from the towers will be getting the pond overflow, as well as excess condensed water from the evaporators, and molasses from the molasses store, that is here from crystallization and centrifugation. From that process also you'll be getting the spilling and as well as handling losses. So this are all the various units which contributes to that of your wastewater of your sugar industry. And a very important thing here is as a final stage in your crystallization and centrifugation, we get two products. One is the main product is your sugar, and other one is your byproduct of molasses. So this molasses is used in the manufacture of alcohol in distilleries, and hence it is under custom control. So it's not as I already said, this molasses cannot be easily get bought for the individual purposes. So this is the important byproduct which is recovered from this sugar industry. And we have seen clarification. I already told that clarification is a process to remove them impurities as well as non-sugar. So this is done with the help of liming or sulfitation or phosphatation or carbonation. So this figure shows how this after adding lime, how all these impurities get settled down, and you will be able to see that sugarcane juice color is also changed after your flocculation. So this is how this clarification has been done. Then your next process is your crystallization, what we have seen. So what we are doing is we are heating it up in a single effect high vacuum boiling pans, so that it will be maintaining of 65 to 75 degrees centigrade, and there will be three stages of crystallization. One is nucleation, initiation and elongation. At the result of these stages you will be getting your final crystals of sugars. And very important term in this manufacturing process is your massicute, that is it is a mixture of sugar crystals and mother liquor resulting from that of the crystallization. So this combined term is said to be your massicute. It will be transferred to the crystallization at the low temperature. So the blackstrap molasses, that is the waste thing which is resulted from the sugar industry. As I already said, it is used in the manufacture of your alcohol. This is a very important byproduct which is formed as a result of your centrifugation or crystallization, or as a whole we can say as a result of your refining of your sugar. Next is your centrifugation process. As we know this, we are going to separate the sugar from the molasses, and this centrifuge will be operated at the rate of 100 to 1800 rpm, and this molasses will be passed through the perforations, while the sugar crystals which are received, it will be washed with 85 degrees centigrade water, and raw sugar as well as the molasses will be get separated after this centrifugation process. So these are the characteristics of the sugar mill waste that is coming out from the sugar industry. You could see, I already told that we have the wastewater from the mill house, filter cloth washings, condenser waste, boiler house as well as flow washings, and combined waste, including all these things. When you see here, the BOD is a little bit higher in case of your boiler house as well as floor washings, it is 5000. And total solids is also higher, that is in case of filter cloth washings we could expect 6000, and 6,970 milligram per liter. And if you go for the case of suspended solids, it is also higher in case of your filter cloth washings. So this are all the characteristics of sugar mill waste. As we know this, it is an organic industry. We could see that BOD is also high, and you will be having your COD BOD ratio is also there in case of your combined waste. So what will happen when we subject this sugar industry wastewater into the stream? Actually, this sugar industry wastewater, as I already said, it consists of organic materials. Results in the rapid depletion of the dissolved oxygen due to the biological oxidation. So this will deplete the dissolved oxygen in that of the stream once it is get disposed of. So once this dissolved oxygen is get depleted, automatically it will be lead to the anaerobic stabilization of the waste. That is, anaerobic decomposition will takes place inside this stream, which will result in the offensive odor as well as a black color of the stream. And because of this depletion of dissolved oxygen, it also affects the fishes that is living in the stream. So these are the effects of this wastewater when we dispose it off in the stream. And how do we treat this wastewater? So this is a treatment flow chart which is showing you that from the mill house waste as well as the other waste that is constituting from the sugar industry, it is taken to the bar screen where all the floating materials will be get screened off. Then it will be taken to the grease trap in case of mill house waste. Why? Because as we are using this can and greases in this crushing units, so there will be a low amount of grease will be discharged in this wastewater, so it will be taken to the grease trap and all these greases will be removed. Finally, these two waste will combine together and it will be taken to equalization tank. See, this is a very important equalization cum first stage digestion tank. It is very essential for every sugar industry to have, because sugar industry is one of the intermediate industry, that is, it will not operate continuously for all the 24 hours. So it will operate only for the intermittent, that is depending upon the raw material arrival as well as raw material requirement. So we need that. We also know that because of the intermittent processing, only the intermittently only will be able to get the wastewater. So as such, if we are discharging intermittently, it will be affecting your biological treatment process. Therefore, we have to have a equalization tank. That's why it's mandatory for the sugar industry to have a equalization tank along with the digestion pond. And the detention time is given only 1 day, since because normally the sugar industry will be operating for 8 hours or 12 hours in a day. So that could be get collected and it will be get passed on to the other units. So after equalization, probably that depends upon the industries, we can go for neutralization also. Other than, we can go for anaerobic lagoons as well as aerobic waste stabilization pond. So here we have two-stage anaerobic lagoons as well as aerobic waste stabilization pond, where you could see that in case of anaerobic lagoons, the retention period is 6 days, while that of aerobic waste stabilization pond, the retention period is 12 days. After this, what is effluent that is coming out, it will be taken to the final disposal process. And the very important thing in the sugar industry is your byproduct recovery. As I already said, molasses is the only byproduct which is of highly commercialized byproduct that is obtained from this after through repeated crystallization. So on the yield of this molasses per ton of sugarcane, it will be varies in the range of 4.5% to 5%. And this is, as I already said, this is under customs. Why? Because it is the important raw material for the production of alcohol in distilleries. And apart from this, molasses can also be used in the manufacture of yeast as well as cattle feed. So the alcohol what is manufactured in the distilleries, it is in turn it can be used to produce ethanol, rectified spirit, potable liquor, and other chemicals like acetone, acetic acid, butanol, acetic anhydride, MEG, etc. That's why this molasses is highly commercialized now, and it cannot be taken out without custom permission. Okay, and the next waste that is coming from this industry is your bagasse. It is actually a solid waste. So this bagasse, as we all know, it is a fibrous residue of a cane struck that is obtained after crushing and extraction of juice. So this will be consisting of your water, fiber, and relatively small quantities of soluble solids. And this bagasse is very importantly used in the manufacture of, the production of electricity. So the composition of bagasse depends upon various parameters like based upon the variety of sugar cane, the maturity of cane, method of harvesting, and the efficiency of the sugar mill. So other parameters are very important to determine this composition of bagasse. And I also already said this bagasse is used as a combustible in furnaces to produce steam, which is in turn is used to generate power. And we already told that this sugar industry is one of the self-sustained industry in the production of electricity. So, and this bagasse is also used as a raw material for the production of paper as well as a feedstock for cattle. So, it can be used for both these things. Next residue or next waste that is coming from this industry is your bagasse ash, that is which is resulted as a result of processing the bagasse in the boiler for the production of steam or the production of electricity. So what is the residue that is coming out from this boiler? That is said to be bagasse ash because it has been bagasse is completely burnt out. And what is the ash that is get remained of? This bagasse ash is used as a substitute for firewood. It is rich in potassium and it is also used by local farmers for cultivation, and many researches has been done to utilize this bagasse ash for the in the use of replacement of cement. And next waste that is coming from this industry is your brush mud. This is also important waste, as we could see that from the filtration unit, the filtered one, the filtered waste that is coming out, that is your brush mud. And this brush mud is also said to be a oliver cake or press cake. This is the residual output after the filtration of the juice. So this is mixed with spent wash from the distillery and it will be cultivated to produce high quality biomanure. So it can be used as a manure. So that is the main purpose of your press mud. So in case of sugar industry, normally there is the problem of discharging this wastewater into Shiva. It does not arises because all this wastewater can be probably reused in this industry itself. And the molasses, what is the waste that is coming from the sugar industry, it's turned to be a useful byproduct in this industry. And we could say that most of the sugar industries has been aiming for zero discharge. So this is one of the industry which could aim for a zero discharge. So it will be reducing the total pollution in this. So, but what is the drawback of the sugar industry is, as we already see, lime as well as sulfate is used in the production of your sugar, so that your fine crystals or your white crystals of your sugar is being obtained. So because of this sulfatation and the complete bleaching of this sugarcane juice, that is why we used to say that the sugar is not good for health, and we are nowadays restricting the use of sugar. But however, this process, if we reduce this minimization of all these things, it would be get a better result from the sugar industry. Thank you guys. In the next session we will see about the other industries.